lot of young players weather the early storm. You know that the Celtics are going to come out with a big rush to start. Just hang in there. It's a team that has had some rough starts. Game 4, they were down 18, came back and won. I remember another game earlier this year. They missed their first 14 shots from the field to start the game. Then came back and took a lead. Rondo misses. Turner, yet another rebound. He's got 5 boards already. Turner deflects it out to Iguodala. Brand with the baseline, gets it to go. He's had 2 back-to-back solid games in 5 and 6. The veteran Elton Brand. Allen the catch. He thought he got hit. Turner jump shot. And Sixers not even close on a number of these jumpers. Rondo finding Bass. Pause now has to come out. And a whistle and a defensive 3 seconds with 7 left on the 24. So a 1-shot technical. Now the second, let's look at our NBA big board. Tomorrow night on TNT, Game 1 from San Antonio. Spurs in Oklahoma City, 8:30 Eastern start. The Eastern Conference Final starts on ESPN on Monday night in Miami, either Philly or Boston, and then Tuesday back on TNT, Oak City and San Antonio. What a great series, boy. That has potential to beat Jeff.
Both teams playing exceptionally well, and 2 of the most unselfish teams in basketball. Really share the ball, spread the ball around. They're really enjoyable to watch.
Only 1 loss between them. Spurs perfect in the playoffs. Oklahoma City with just 1 loss. Quite a difference in the East, where these 2 teams have battled every step of the way. Rondo steps back, has to put it up, in and out. Greg Steensma in the game. Deflected it out of bounds. Philly ball, although Boston thought it was last touched by the Sixers. Both coaches up and shouting instructions early. Steensma a little over aggressive, picks up the foul, and let's listen to a Doug Collins huddle.
We're okay. We've had some good shots. We got to finish. Just got to finish, okay? We had some good looks. Calm ourselves down a little bit, all right? Just calm ourselves down. We're trying to go too fast. Too fast. Play defense, offense, just calm ourselves down, okay? Keep attacking, keep looking for our shots.
Been a struggle so far, though. LaVoy Allen just in the game turns it over. Rondo tried to get it down low, deflected last touch by Ray Allen. He's had those kind of conversations with his team a lot. Again, there are a lot of young players on this team. First big playoff pressure for many of them. Like what he said about a month ago, talked about these players today, Jeff, are very sensitive, very fragile. I have to kind of treat them with kid gloves, yet I'm still looked upon as an ogre. Steensma on a reach-in.
Yeah, I'm not sure where people, as we see the experience factor for the 76ers, I'm not sure where the idea that coaching should be non-confrontational came about, because when you're coaching, you want things and habits to change. And Doug Collins has done a great job here of changing habits, and the only way to do that is to challenge players on what needs to be corrected. And you can look at correction one of 2 ways, as coaching or as criticism. Great players want to be coached. That's what I do know.
Well, he also says, and he takes this from Chuck Daly, in the playoffs, all players want to be coached. He loves coaching postseason basketball because the focus and desire to listen becomes rather high as Elton Brand knocks down another.
Well, exactly. There are going to be times in every long regular season where your team is more receptive than others. But in the playoffs, everybody's receptive.
Pierce misses, but LaVoy Allen can't hold on. Allen getting early minutes once again. And he's been a real surprise. Nice addition for this Sixer team. A rookie from Temple, right down the block from where the Sixers play. Michael Petrus also in the game now for Boston. Pierce to Steensma. Bass gets it. Knocked away by Holiday. Here's Lou Williams. Williams drives to the basket and draws the foul. And if that's on Rondo, that's his second. And that's where Williams is so vital. He draws fouls, gets to the free throw line, gets opponents in foul trouble, and gets his team in the bonus.
Well, this is where Doug Collins has encouraged Lou Williams to attack in transition. Jumps into Rondo to create the contact. I thought Rondo was trying to do the right thing and get away from him.
There wasn't a lot of contact, but his chin hit his right arm. And perhaps altering the shot, so good call as Williams knocks down the free throw. How about Williams this year? He's their leading scorer off the bench. He was 42nd in the NBA in scoring. Now, sometimes that happens with bad teams, but rarely on a winning team where their leading scorer is that low amongst the league leaders. So Rondo stays on the court with the 2 fouls. Bass rushed that shot.
And you're seeing right now the value of Garnett. Philadelphia offensively is attacking him in the pick and rolls and getting what they want. As there's a steal and turnover, and Rondo's going to get a breakaway.
And he hurt himself, comes up with a grimace. He landed a bit awkwardly.
But going back to Garnett's value, and offensively, there's not the spacing on the floor with Steensman.
He'd love to be able to leave Garnett out there. As Allen shot way short. They throw it at Lou Williams, able to recover. Shot clock down to 3. Williams is going to have to hoist it up. Fires up the three-pointer and does hit the rim. Iguodala able to get the rebound. Brand against Bass. Tough turnaround. Elton Brand, 3 of 5 from the field, 8 points, and Philly back within 3.
And after a really a slow struggling start for Elton Brand in this series, he's come alive in these last 2 games.
And a strong start first quarter. Meanwhile, Rondo made sure he made this layup, but lands a little funny. And you just see the grimace right after. Didn't look over the bench, seems to be okay. Timeout here, first quarter of Game 7. 8 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific on ABC. 3-point Celtic lead. Let's take a look at our LensCrafters court vision.
Rondo, you see on the pass here, Evan Turner is the actual one to sink to Bass, which leaves Rondo open. He's either got to cut, step in to make the jump shot, or attack and finish. Evan Turner is going to disregard Rondo's range shooting. Rondo's got to make him pay. He's out right now because of the 2 fouls.
Well, Doug Collins is one of the coaches as Iguodala knocks it out. He feels the game plan is better. Make Rondo a scorer, that he's just so much more dangerous when the assist total goes up and everybody gets involved.
Well, I think what the Celtics need is both. I think they need both points and assists. He's that important to their team. And right now, with Garnett out and Rondo sitting as well, the Celtics are going to have to do a good job moving the ball because they don't have a lot of first options.
Oh, Michael Petrus throws it down. Petrus has also been bothered by some knee problems, but if he could give them a lift, they really don't have a spark off the bench.
Well, and that all started with the trap of Pierce. He did a good job moving the ball. And they kept moving it, and Petrus did a good job attacking the closeout.
Pierce, meanwhile, picks up his first foul as he bumped into Iguodala.
Well, Bass does a good job dribbling at Petrus, who attacks. Lavoy Allen doesn't shut off the penetration. And that's Petrus from 3 years ago.
Yep. Michael Petrus from France. Signed him during the regular season. A good player when he's been healthy.
And I'll tell you the biggest statistical anomaly so far in the playoffs, Mike, is Philadelphia never got to the free throw line in the regular season.
They almost set an NBA record for fewest free throw attempts a game.
And they are absolutely living at the free throw line in the postseason against the Bulls, who fouled the very least amongst all NBA teams, and now against the Celtics, who do a good job avoiding fouls.
Well, Doug Collins said one of the things he's worked on.
He screens, and when he catches the ball, he either shoots it or he moves it quickly. Great shot pass decisions, and he's always willing to set another screen. This is how you want your big guys to play on offense.
So much of the offense runs through him. Doc Rivers says he's our second best passer after Rondo. And an offensive foul. Thaddeus Young, a moving screen. Picks up his first. Young, who had such a fine regular season, has really had his ups and downs in the playoffs. Excellent player off the bench. There's the little bump there on Dooling. Well, the shooting percentages are low once again. It's been a lot of that in this series. Dooling, the jump shot. Holiday just 105. Young will try a jumper. Garnett tips it to himself. That's his fourth rebound. Philadelphia shooting 26% from the field. They're only down 3. We'll take it out. We'll take a timeout. 3.5 gone by. Second quarter of Game 7 from Boston. With one of the more famous calls, Havlicek stole the ball. As these two teams have played so many Game 7s. This was a great rivalry, but it's the first playoff meeting they've had in 10 years and only the second in 27 years. Of course, Celtics with all the banners. That year they did win the NBA title when Havlicek stole the ball. They beat the Lakers in 5 games in the finals, back when there were only 3 rounds and you win the title. Bass, not that time, and Iguodala the rebound.
My question is, what kind of out-of-bounds play was that? There was not one screen set. They just threw it to half court.
The game was a bit different back then. On the turnover, Ray Allen drives, layup, gets it to go. Celtics back up by 5. Allen's first field goal, he was 0 for 4. Garnett right up on Elton Brand. Shot clock at 7. Turner. Shot clock at 1. Iguodala just gets it off in time. Banker won't go. Garnett his 5th rebound and a foul. Iguodala picks up his 2nd foul. 2nd team foul on Philly. Just trying to take a swipe up the ball. Hits him right in the face. Again, you talk about minutes for Garnett. It's not like you can tell him, right, stay out there but pace yourself. He does not understand that concept.
Well, he looks still so fit and so young. You would expect him to be able to play big minutes. But you forget how many minutes he's lost.
Pierce misses, paws the rebound. Dangerous pass, deflected out of bounds by Bass, but still Philly ball with 7:16 remaining. Score Philadelphia 76ers and Boston Celtics playoff gear at NBAstore.com now. Get free shipping on orders over $99. NBAstore.com, one store, every team. Tell you what, there's been more Sixer gear sold this year. Doug Collins had one of his goals when he took over with his team. And as Turner gets inside, stripped by Ray Allen, picked up by Pierce. We'll get back to that in a moment. Rondo to Bass and threw it away. What Collins said, I want the city of Philadelphia to fall in love with the Sixers again. It's such a great sports town. They're so crazy about their Sixers, but obviously had some rough years, some mediocre years. But back-to-back playoff appearances under Doug Collins. Holiday foul by Garnett.
And again, you see the strategy, as we see the 76ers gear, of Philadelphia on offense. Have someone other than Kevin Garnett's man set the pick on the ball. That time, it was Brandon Bass. Holiday, great split of the pick and roll, and then attack the basket.
Holiday, just 21 years old, after 1 year at UCLA, was a first-round pick of the Sixers, now in his 3rd season.
You look at it. Here comes Brand. Bass, bad angle, great split. Good pressure put on the rim, forcing Garnett to foul.
There are some nights you watch Drew Holiday and you say he's got a chance to be an all-star player, but like many young players, especially a kid who's 21, he has his ups and downs, but he's got some real ability.
Well, he's never really been a true point guard either, so it's a great learning curve.
Pierce somehow able to keep it in bounds. Garnett to Rondo. Rondo back out Bass. Bass leans in. Rondo. 2 on the shot clock. Garnett can't get it to fall. Rondo tips it. Comes up with the offensive board. Fakes. Banker. Count it and 1. The hustle of Rajon Rondo. The Celtics back up by 5.
Well, one of Rondo's greatest strengths is his nose for the ball. And as Evan Turner roams to help, here blocking out Brandon Bass, Rondo's the quickest to the ball, and then a terrific finish. And Evan Turner fouls it.
Rondo receiving a couple of awards in the past week. Got selected to his first All-NBA team, All-NBA third team. Also made NBA All-Defense second team. And a spectacular season. He's had some unbelievable performances in the playoffs. Already a couple of triple-doubles. Leads all playoff performers in assists, much like he did during the regular season.
I'm still on the search for the coach who voted for Carlos Boozer as an All-NBA defender. We have to root this person out.
Hawes misses. Rondo comes in and grabs the rebound. At 5 points, 4 boards, 4 assists already. We're midway through the second. It's amazing. Philly shooting just 24% as Pierce can't connect. Ryan Hollins, the offensive rebound, puts it down, stripped by Holiday. And that was his mistake, putting it down. Holiday gets past Rondo. Nice feed to Hawes and banks it in. And the Sixers, despite the fact they're shooting such a poor percentage, only down by 4. This has been this team all season. It's not pretty all the time. It's defensive oriented, but they share the ball and they are resilient. Bass will try from the baseline. And Hawes fell down and rolled into him. And a foul call on Hawes. That's his first. Bass to the line, where he's been incredible. But before he goes there, we'll take a timeout.
Well, Philadelphia is obviously struggling to score in transition. Holiday, good decision to the hard running Hawes for the layup.
NBA countdown at 7:30 Eastern. Ray Allen wants to be a part of that game Monday. But right now, the struggle so far.
Well, he struggled all series. And are these shots he can normally make? Yes. So you have to give some blame to Ray Allen for missing shots he can make, but also give the Sixers some credit. Putting pressure on him here, this is what we've grown accustomed to seeing. Ray Allen making those three-point shots, his only field goal so far, this layup. When a guy as good as Ray Allen is missing, it's part he missing shots he can make, and the defense doing a good job of tagging him and knowing where he's at.
With more on Allen, let's check in with Doris.
Well, it's been a bit unpredictable when those bone spurs in his ankles are going to hurt him. He said it's a day-to-day situation. When I spoke to him pregame, I asked him how he felt. He said they've been good all day, but it's not necessarily an indicator of once I try to run and come off screens and do the things I'm accustomed to doing. I think probably mixed results, he'd say, today, Mike.
Yeah, I think, Doris, some guys, ankle injuries, they can get by a little bit, not with what his game is and how much movement and running it is. Holiday, nice spin move. Drew Holiday, pretty play. And Philly back within 4. Meanwhile, Brandon Bass, leading scorer for the Celtics with 8. Brand leads the Sixers with 8. Iguodala, one of the better perimeter defenders. Offensive foul call against Boston. It's against Hollins, and that's Hollins' second.
Well, again, trying to go at Ray Allen. They ran a pick and roll. Holiday kept the ball the whole possession. Spins away from Ray Allen, gets a clean look at the basket, and gets the kind roll.
Holiday, when he was a kid growing up, loved Johnson.
I have yet to hear the person from LA who didn't like it.
Nice feed inside from Holiday, and Hawes points to his point guard. Nice pass. Philly within 2 with 4:17 remaining. Garnett left open. Brand slow getting out, but Garnett can't hit. Garnett just 1 of 4. Both teams' low shooting percentage is 34% for Boston and 31% now for Philly. Shot clock at 6. Allen trying to stay with Holiday. In and out. Rondo calls out the play. Shuffle past Garnett. Garnett appears to have not been able to get it going yet. Pass out to Rondo. Rondo flips it up. In and out. Won't go. Holiday and Hawes go for the ball. And it goes out of bounds. Celtics a new 24. Holiday right up on Rondo. Garnett will try again. That one's good. He's been shooting 51% throughout these playoffs. 19 a game, 10.5 rebounds. Has just been sensational. Just his second field goal so far tonight. Iguodala. Pass to Brand. Garnett all over Brand. Difficult shot. And Rondo another rebound. He's got 5 boards. Rondo to Garnett. Out. And it's going to be Philly ball. That's the second wide open layup that the Celtics have missed here in the first half. Get some help getting up.
Well, terrific run again by Garnett. Good pass by Rondo. And just misses the layup slash dunk.
Celtics and the Sixers with a Game 7. They had one back in 1968 as the Celtics became the first NBA team to rally from a 3-1 deficit to win a series. The great Sam Jones led the way, 22 points as Boston won the Eastern Division Finals. Many of the old Celtics in the building. Cedric Maxwell, who does the radio with Sean Grandy. Tommy Heinsohn, who had one of the great Game 7s ever by a rookie. And JoJo White. How about Heinsohn's rookie year, 1957, Game 7, he scores 37 points with 23 rebounds. Holy mackerel. Meanwhile, Sam Jones, speaking of Sam Jones, he has the most points ever in a Game 7, 47. I don't think there's any possible way that that's going to be broken here tonight.
By either team.
Holiday's jumper won't go. He shares it with Dominique Wilkins, who did it in Boston against the Celtics in a loss. Ray Allen. And Hawes the rebound. Boston 0 for 8 from downtown. Philadelphia 1 for 6. Hawes. Lavoy Allen keeps it alive. Bass, though, saves it right to Hawes. Back to Iguodala for the finish. Andre Iguodala throws it down, and it's a 2-point game.
Well, they have been very active on the offensive board. Really good effort by Lavoy Allen to keep it alive. They get the extra possession, and Iguodala finishes.
Minute and a half remaining. Garnett gets inside. Difficult shot, gets it to go. His now third field goal. Lou Williams runs down the floor. Good transition defense from Boston. Iguodala. .29% shooting for Philly. They're only down 4. I know I keep saying that, but it's hard to imagine shooting that number in a playoff game and being right there. Their defense once again keeping them in it. Pierce, count it, and a foul. Just his second field goal. The Boston goes up by 6.
And this is what Boston does so very well. The initial play was to post up Pierce. They doubled that. Then Garnett moved it quickly, pinned down for Pierce, and got Pierce a second opportunity to attack and score. And Mike, our colleague Chris Mullen, just described the Kevin Garnett missed layup/dunk with an all-time descriptive term. He called it a flat tire.
That is nice.
Father Time is undefeated, and there are certain points it rears its ugly head, and that was one of them.
Tell you what, though, he has been kicking Father Time's butt all season long.
Terrific.
Defensive 3 seconds call against Boston, so one-shot technical. And we've got the State Farm halftime report. Magic Johnson, John Barry, Michael Wilbon, Chris Broussard will analyze the first half, give an update on Chris Bosh and when and if he'll return to Miami. And the Heat waiting for game 1 on Monday night, playing against either the Celtics or the Sixers. Free throw good. Those shooting numbers, again, neither team. Stolen by Bass. And the finish. Doug Collins, when he was a TV commentator, always talked about finishing quarters strong. Well, right now his team with a couple of lapses here to end the second.
And it all started with Kevin Garnett's denial of the pass.
A foul called. They almost thought they had another turnover in fast break. Instead, the foul goes against Pierce. That's his second. Team's fourth. First in the last 2 minutes. Dooling is going to come in. Crowd voicing their displeasure. Rondo taken out with 2 fouls. Rucker was wanting to make sure he doesn't pick up that third before halftime. Pierce arguing with Monty McCutcheon, who looks like he's just about had enough for the conversation. Now Pierce with 2 fouls, just 2 of 6 from the field.
And watch how Garnett's trying to deny the inbounds. Now it's Brandon Bass doing a good job on the last possession, which forced the turnover.
They put it in the hands of Lou Williams. Dueling on Williams. Williams fakes, pulls up, in and out, won't go. Bass tips it to Ray Allen. Good defense from Dooling, not going for the fake. And a whistle. And a timeout call by Doc Rivers, going to use his 22nd timeout with 7 seconds remaining. We'll take a quick break and come back to finish up the first half here in Boston.
And Dunk, it's those type of plays that Garnett never takes off, Mike. I have such great appreciation for his readiness to play and his competitive spirit on each and every possession.
And whether it's game 7 or some meaningless game in the middle of February on the 4th game of a back-to-back. Garnett short, and that will end the first half. Celtics go on a 7-1 run in the final minute and a half of the period, and they equal their largest lead of the game. Sixers shot so poorly, but continue to hang around with their defense and their fight here in game 7 from Boston. Meanwhile, Doris Burke now with Paul Pierce.
Paul, what impact does it have when Brandon Bass is scoring and making those open jump shots?
Well, that's going to be the key. You know, they're sending a lot of traps off me, off the down screens and off the pick and roll. You know, he's flashing high, getting good looks, so we just hope we can continue to knock him down.
Despite Philly shooting an awful percentage from us to half, they are attached. How do you put them away?
Well, we just got to get the tempo back. You know, try to get out in transition, get some easy baskets. We've been turning over in transition a lot, so we got to convert some of those baskets and just try to get easy opportunities.
Paul, thank you. Mike.
Well, the Celtics defense was excellent, holding the Sixers to 28% shooting from the field. The State Farm halftime report coming up. The gang in the studio will look at the first half and update the latest on Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. Game 7 from From Boston, the winner plays that Miami Heat team on Monday night. Andre Iguodala, the Sixers' lone all-star, with a ferocious dunk. But the veteran Celtics have the 8-point advantage after the first 2 quarters. Leading by 8, our game track brought to you by Dark Knight Rises. Same scenario, some rough shooting, although the defense has been tremendous. Very good free throw shooting. But overall, the defense dominating like it has much of this series as we get set for the third quarter.
But they've also got to handle the ball better against the Celtics' pressure.
And they've not been a good shooting team all season. Certainly not one of the better ones. Is a foul call on Ray Allen. But their defense, once again, keeping them in games as we send it to Doris.
Well, the turnovers were exactly what associate head coach Michael Curry talked about. He said, we're hurting ourselves, giving them some points, getting them out in transition. He said, we actually liked what we did in our half-court defense. He said, in our half-court offense, we've got to continue to move the basketball. He said, we've got to make shots. I said, so make miss league? He said, yes, ma'am. Mike.
Yes, ma'am, is Hawes. Misfires right there. Brand gets fouled. Well, they set an NBA record this year for fewest turnovers per game ever since they started keeping that stat. The Pistons, the team about 6 years ago, had it. But a tremendous number, just over 11 turnovers a game. That is a great number. And just they've turned it over too many times here so far.
Well, one of the ways you beat yourself in this league is to turn it over. And sometimes you can amaze yourself at how many games you can win if you just don't beat yourself. And by turning it over that few times, you're maximizing your chances to have extra possessions versus a more careless team.
And you talk about why some teams are more than others. Coaching has a lot to do with it. Doug Collins tells his player, crazy passes, you won't play for me. If you are careless with the basketball, you'll be on the bench.
I wonder if he hurt their feelings with that.
Garnett with a jump shot and able to get it to go. You know, another guy, no matter where he coached, whether it was Detroit or Minnesota, Flip Saunders teams were always one of the very best. Meanwhile, this is the largest lead for the Celtics. Holiday misses. Hawes tries to keep it alive, picked up by Garnett.
And Mike Flip Saunders is actually working for the Boston Celtics as a consultant during these playoffs. He's here in the building, he's been with them.
Ray Allen way off. You have one of the best shooters to ever play the game, the all-time leading three-point shooter, and it's just so obvious that he's just not right. He doesn't really have that balance that you normally see. That ankle giving him so many problems. Iguodala misses that. I mentioned earlier about Iguodala struggling from 3. He was brutal against Chicago. He's actually shot it very well in this series, but not that time. Garnett drives past Brand and draws the foul. It's going to be 2 on Brand.
And what we showed at halftime was the same thing that the Celtics just did that time. Garnett enters to Pierce, double team, back out to Garnett, moves it to the weak side, and then gets Pierce on the pin down again. And Pierce then found Garnett a second time, and Garnett drew the foul.
Shot clock down to 7. Pierce chased by Iguodala on the pull-up. Pierce shot won't go. Garnett offensive rebound. Back out Allen. He squared that time, and again too strong. Ray Allen 1 of 8 from the field, 0 for 5 from downtown. Celtics haven't made a three-pointer. They've tried 11 of them. Brand, little fake. More missed shots. No, one of those games you can really pad your rebounding stats. Allen trying to front inside on Turner. And Turner with a good move.
And Doug Collins' hope is that Evan Turner, because he does have limited shooting range, becomes a better and better post-up player because he has great size and some good instincts in the paint.
That's his first bucket of the night. Pierce back to Rondo. Rondo on the drive, scoop layup. Lead back up to 9, equaling the largest of the game. Turner gets that one to go. What's his best position?
He's just a basketball player. He had the ball in his hands a lot at Ohio State. It's been an adjustment for him to play off the ball a little bit more. But he should be a very good defender. He's obviously already an established rebounder.
Iguodala deflects it. Shot clock winding down. Pierce is going to have to jack one up. On the pull-up. Gets it to go as the shot clock expires. Holiday runs down the other end. That gets the crowd going as well. Drew Holiday can't connect. Elton Brand tries to tip it. Picked up by Rondo. Rondo yelling for Pierce to get him the ball. Garnett wants it. Throw it, he says. Rondo gets it to Bass. Bass connects. First double-digit lead of the night. Doug Collins points to Thaddeus Young, says get in the game. Iguodala on the drive. Turner fakes. Pulls up. A couple of good buckets from Turner. Rondo poked away by Brand. Bad pass from Rondo. Brand throws it up. Iguodala's not going to be able to save it. And the Celtics will get it back.
And I just disagree with that being a shot clock reset. He had no control over that.
No, what they say is if you are able to throw it like towards a teammate, they'll reset it. But that was just kind of flipped it up there.
I mean, how is that control?
To me, on that particular play, you're penalizing excellent defense by resetting the shot clock on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Alley-oop to Garnett. Ball tipped, taken by Bass. Rondo shuffle pass, Ray Allen. Garnett, wide open jumper. And Thaddeus Young the rebound. Iguodala races down the floor. Double clutch, throws it behind. Young able to tip it. Holiday hits a three. Big bucket from Philadelphia. That cuts it to 6. Now, granted, it's still early in the third quarter. And the Celtics look like they're on the verge of perhaps pulling away a bit. Although nobody's shooting well enough to even think about that, I guess. Good defense, Iguodala denying Pierce. Shot clock down to 3 again. Good defense from Holiday. Rondo forced to put up a shot. That won't go. This Philly defense is terrific, Jeff.
I love their perimeter defense tonight with Turner, and Iguodala's given an outstanding effort, as has Holiday.
Young, bank shot, difficult from Thaddeus Young, and 7 straight points by the Sixers. They're back within 4.
Thaddeus Young has a small forward body type, but when he's matched up against power forwards, his quick first step is his advantage.
Garnett doubled. Bass, he's the one left open this time. Can't connect. Bass 5 of 9 from the field. He leads all scorers with 12. Turner, not that time. Pierce has been rebounding like a demon in the playoffs as Rondo comes up. Allen to Garnett. Iguodala knocks it away. Shot clock again winding down. Ray Allen trying to get free. The runner short. Tips it, won't go. Rebound Young. Here's Turner. Turner goes right at Pierce. Blocked by Pierce. Bass, though, takes it away. And a push call against Turner. As Turner inadvertently walks over Bass. Excellent defensive play from Paul Pierce. Now we've got a timeout. Sixers, though, despite the horrible shooting, keep hanging around.
Well, good drive by Thaddeus Young. Little running hook shot. And then Holiday knocking in the 3. Sixers on a mini run to cut it to 4.
Under 5 to play here in the third. Iguodala has really done a tremendous job on Pierce. Contest that one, the top shot, and Pierce knocks it down.
Andre Iguodala is truly an elite defender. Pierce, great step back going to his left.
He didn't make any All-NBA defense this year. Bass with the rejection. Young gets it right back. Rush that one, Petrus. Bass and Pierce with some impressive blocks here in the third period. Shot clock again down to 7. Possession after possession seem to be saying that for the Celtics. Pierce steps back. Not that time. And Iguodala the rebound, throws it ahead to Turner. Lavoy Allen back in the game. It's Iguodala, Thaddeus Young, Evan Turner, Lavoy Allen, and Drew Holiday. Turner turns it over. That's 10 now for Philly. Pierce drives in, stripped of the ball. Iguodala once again. And Holiday almost got screened. That pass went through right past Allen, didn't see it. As we listen to some of the coaches.
There's a big stretch right here. Big stretch. Big stretch right here.
Hey, we're right there. We ain't going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
That's been their theme all season long. Pierce on a pull-up. Gets it a go. 6 points in the period for Pierce. He's now the game's leading scorer with 13.
And they run that pick and roll with Rondo and Pierce to get the switch and get Evan Turner guarding Pierce. Pierce took advantage of it right there.
Timeout, Philadelphia.
You might be right.
Lavoy Allen fakes. Allen again, nice fake, takes his time, blocked. Hollins with the rejection. They've had 3 impressive blocks here in the third. As we're under 3 minutes remaining in the period.
That was good offense by Philly, better defense by Hollins.
Pierce, good help from Thaddeus Young. Again, the double team on Pierce. Rondo, that won't go. Again, another excellent defensive sequence.
Terrific. Just determined that Pierce is not going to get any more isolation looks.
Iguodala hits a 3. Andre Iguodala. And he's come alive from downtown here in this series after really struggling against Chicago. That was their first round when they beat the team with the best record in the East, the Bulls, who were without, of course, Derrick Rose, and a foul away from the ball. That shot won't count. Lou Williams, his second. Third team foul on Philly. Garnett returns. And Brandon Bass has a seat. Bass with 12 points. Every time Doc Rivers and the Celtics look like they're going to pull away, they've led by as many as 11. Philly comes right back with some big buckets and some excellent defense. Garnett has to put it up. Shot clock winding down. That won't go. And over the backboard.
When they double Pierce, I think Garnett on the initial double has to step in and look for that initial shot right now because they're not even rotating to him.
Sometimes he's gone through that period where he doesn't look for a shot enough. Doc Rivers is asked him to be more aggressive shooting the ball. Iguodala, one dribble. That time Pierce defended it beautifully, maybe got a piece of it. Pierce calling for it all the way down the floor, gets it in and out. That one halfway down. Iguodala to Lou Williams. Williams for 3. Too strong. Garnett with his 12th rebound stolen by Holiday and puts it back up and in. Great effort from Holiday, and it's a 3-point game. We just love the fight in this Philadelphia team. Final minute, third quarter. Allen. Excellent defense from Lavoy Allen, making Garnett take a tough shot. Iguodala, alley-oop to Williams, but threw it too high. And Doug Collins is beside himself.
Well, Garnett, good defensive rebound. Holiday gambles, strips, and then the left-hand finish.
We talk about Doug Collins and hates those risky passes. Williams would have had to made a spectacular play to even catch it.
Listen, they're doubling Pierce even at the elbow now.
Holiday with the steal, throws it ahead to Iguodala and throws it down. It's a one-point game. Philadelphia once again on the comeback trail, and their defense is getting it done. A 7-0 run. Boston has 12 points in the period. Garnett knocked away by Young. Ahead to Iguodala. Iguodala goes underneath. He's fouled. Shot won't go. As Young's foul won't count, but Iguodala will go to the line with a chance to give the Sixers the lead.
I thought this was a good counter by Garnett to drive it, but the play before, the double team, the lazy soft pass by Pierce, and they have converted off these turnovers, getting good quality looks, because in the half court they've been absolutely stymied as Iguodala continues to struggle from the free throw line in this series.
He's 13 for 30. He's shooting under 44%, just brutal free throw shooting. Now, during the regular season, he struggled as well, 62%. Coming into this year, though, he was a good free throw shooter, or certainly a solid one, at 74% for his career.
And Mike, the irony is, he finished the Chicago series with 2 made free throws in Game 6 at home to win it. He's not even close right now. Great foul by Rondo.
Well, Boston hangs on to their lead. Shot clock is turned off as we wind down the third period. They had a foul to give. Meeks does it wisely with 4.3 remaining. Second foul on Meeks. Final seconds, Garnett just gets it off, puts it in at the buzzer. Kevin Garnett now with 13 points. A big shot as the third quarter comes to an end, but Philadelphia on the comeback trail. They trailed by as many as 11. But the all-out hustle and great defense holding the Celtics to 14 points in the third period. And as we head to the fourth quarter of Game 7, the Celtics lead is 3. Efficient offensively, I don't know if that's possible here tonight. The defenses for both teams have just been brilliant. And Lavoy Allen has really done an excellent job on Kevin Garnett, the rookie from Temple. Garnett misses, and Allen then grabs the rebound. He's a good young player. He has not been shy about playing in crunch time minutes in the playoffs. Iguodala alley-oop. Garnett able to get it. That's the second time he's tried that. Both have resulted in turnovers. 2 high-risk passes. Garnett out to Petrus. That's a 3. They're now 0 for 14 from three-point range. NBA playoff record for most threes taken, no makes, is 0 for 14. The tip-in is good. Thaddeus Young knocks it in. By the way, the team that did that was Utah back in 2008, and they won the game. Garnett gets it to go. Garnett, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 5 and 6 off the turnover. Iguodala down the lane, layup won't go, but a foul. And if it's on Pierce, that's going to be his 5th. 5 fouls on Paul Pierce. And Iguodala can cut it to 4. Ray Allen, 2 big three-pointers here in the 4th quarter. He was 0 for 5 after 3. Same routine every game. He's done it for almost 16 years. Over 3 hours before the game, even when the lights go out, he continues his focus, continues his work on his jump shot. This was the scene earlier tonight. Has his usual array of coaches and helpers feeding him jump shot after jump shot. And it pays off here in the 4th.
And Mike, a struggle all night long, but he made that big one. And then Kevin Garnett with an absolutely lethal screen gets Ray Allen the needed separation, and he knocks it in.
Iguodala gets that one to go. And Allen came into this game shooting just 27% from downtown in the playoffs. Clearly an all-time low for him, as that ankle has just given him so many problems. And Andre Iguodala steps up and hits 2 clutch free throws there. 4-point game with still over 5 to play.
Doc Rivers leaving Paul Pierce in the game with 5 fouls in 5 minutes. I think the wise decision, because you need Paul Pierce to create those double teams and open up other people's opportunities.
Foul on Elton Brand. Only the 3rd team foul on the Sixers, but that's 4 on Brand, as Brand and Kevin Garnett have gone at it. 2 veterans battling. Iguodala on Pierce. Again, you see them double team right away. Pierce gets free, tries to bank it in, and does. Thought he got hit as well. Pierce now with 15 points. Holiday to Young. Drew Holiday the drive, kicks it out. Iguodala, that's a 3-pointer. It's good. Andre Iguodala from downtown, and it's a 3-point game.
Great find by Holiday as he goes up in the air to try to finish over Garnett.
Pierce drives again. Offensive foul. Thaddeus Young steps in, and Pierce is done. That's his 6th foul. Thaddeus Young with a great defensive play, and Paul Pierce is fouled out. What perhaps a huge turning point.
Well, pick and roll. Pierce got a running start at Thaddeus Young, trying to split. If you're Philadelphia, you're loving the call. If you're Boston, you're saying he was a little late.
That one's so close. Holiday looking for an opening, finds Young inside, throws it off the leg of Brand. 15 turnovers for Philadelphia. Very unlike them. Although again, the Celtic defense has been superb. Under 4 to play. Where will the scoring come now for Boston with Pierce done? Nearly stolen, and then a reach-in foul. That's the 4th team foul. And Brand now has 5. Brand just reaching in there.
Well, and he had deflected the ball. He had Garnett at the all the way out to the 3-point line. No need to continue to poke at the ball.
By the way, for Pierce, he only fouled out once during the regular season. Rondo gets inside and lays it in. The lead back up to 5. Crowd on its feet here at the TD Garden. Turner was open. Young didn't get it to him. Now he gets it to him. Shot clock at 5. Evan Turner, tough turnaround. Won't go. Rebound Rondo. His 8th rebound of the game. Rondo close to another triple-double. Once again, the offense running through Garnett. Doubled immediately. Daring Rondo to shoot. Shot clock at 2. He's got to put it up. It's good. Rondo from 3. Celtics by 8 with 2:47 remaining. Timeout, Philadelphia. The Celtics lead is now 7. Rajon Rondo's last jumper initially ruled a 3. The officials looked at it. It was a 2-pointer. As Rondo did have his right toe on the line.
He had it on the line. Good teamwork by the officials. Big time make by Rondo, and then Garnett with a little brush screen. Hesitation dribble by Rondo, and layup on the previous possession.
Well, we said with Pierce fouling out, where would the scoring come from? Rondo with 2 huge buckets. Holiday to Young. Fake shot, misses. Tipped and taken by Rondo. That's his 9th rebound. He's now 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. And they'll take time off the clock. Rondo looking. Ray Allen. Shot clock down to 3. Bass up top to Rondo. Puts up another 3. Bang! Rajon Rondo again! This one definitely a 3-pointer. 10-point lead with 2 minutes to play. Holiday. Oh, nice tip in from Brand. It's back to 8.
Listen, Philadelphia and every other team in this league would live with those last 2 jump shots by Rondo. Give him credit with making.
And now he'll go to the free throw line. A Rondo run. After Pierce goes out with a 6th foul.
Well, shot clock winding down. Bass extra pass to Rondo. And like you said, Mike, give him credit. He stuck that thing right down the middle.
He was 1 for 10 from 3-point range in this series before that shot. Just his 5th 3-pointer of the playoffs. And remember, Boston, they were 0 for 14 from downtown, but they got 2 huge 3-pointers from Ray Allen. And then Rondo, who hits the first free throw to make it a 9-point game. The Sixers even on some of these makes by Rondo with tremendous defense. What a defensive battle this has been right from the opening tip. Rondo hearing MVP chants. Nine points in the 4th quarter, 16 for the game. Minute 40 remaining. Holiday trying to get free. Steps back. That's a 3. Gets it to go. Holiday knocks it down. It's back to 7. Now, should you start fouling now? Maybe a guy like Rondo?
I wouldn't, but I would certainly speed their tempo up and trap him right now versus letting him run clock.
Gets it back out to Bass. Garnett. Double team. Shot clock at 6. Rondo steps back, lost it out of bounds. Excellent defense from Andre Iguodala. What a defensive game he has had.
And with Pierce on the bench, they can afford to put Iguodala on Rondo.
Holiday trying to get rid of Brandon Bass. Tries it again. Up and under. Shot misses. Allen the rebound.
Great individual defense by Bass.
Final minute, Ray Allen the drive, inside Garnett. And Garnett is fouled with 57 seconds remaining, and the Celtics leading by 7. Pierce just watching after fouling out earlier in the period, but his teammates have certainly picked it up. They're 15 of 16 from the line. Again, have only taken 4 here in the second half. And off the mark that time.
Philadelphia is playing small, so they switch the pick and roll. Bass moving his feet multiple times and then contesting with the hand closest to the ball. Terrific individual defense by the power forward, Brandon Bass.
When Pierce fouled out, there was a little over 4 minutes remaining. Celtics led by 3. Since that mark, they've outscored the Sixers 10-5. Rondo leading the way with 7. Timeout, Philadelphia. 57 seconds remaining in Game 7. Just under a minute left for the Celtics to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Can Philly pull off a miracle run? Right now, Boston feeling pretty good. Paul Pierce can only watch as the Celtics lead by 8. And the greatest spectacle in racing, world's best drivers at America's most storied track, the Brickyard, Indianapolis 500. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on ABC. On ABC tonight, the Celtic fans starting to celebrate. They want LeBron James and the Miami Heat. They're close. 57 seconds remaining. They lead by 8. What does Philadelphia have to do?
Well, they have to explore the 3 ball right here, Mike. Attack the rim, quick 2, or if someone makes a mistake defensively, find that 3, and then pound the board and start trapping.
Holiday drives, stripped by Dooling, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Sixers. Excellent defense from the Celtics.
And I don't like that, just throwing the ball in to Rondo when you have Brandon Bass on the floor, who's by far the best free throw shooter. Explore a way to get him the first look, and then if you need to, go to looks 2 and 3.
Well, Rondo to the line. After Pierce fouled out, Rondo with 9 consecutive points. And now it's quite simple. Celtics hit their free throws. They're going to the conference finals. If they miss it, it'll open the door for Philly, but it's starting to look bleak right now for the Sixers. Rondo now with 10.2 in the fourth quarter. Elton Brand fouling out. He can only watch. And Doug Collins will use one of his 2 timeouts remaining. 53.7 remaining. Celtics on the verge of advancing. The Eastern Conference Finals begins on ESPN Monday night. Tip-off shortly after 8:30 from Miami. It's the Heat facing, starting to look certainly like the Boston Celtics, as the winner of tonight's Game 7 will head to the next round. Paul Pierce fouling out with just over 4 minutes remaining. His team clinging to a 3-point lead, but his all-star teammate Rajon Rondo with unbelievable plays here in the final minutes. And the Sixers on the brink of being eliminated. Iguodala catches, puts up a 3. That won't go. Garnett tip knocked out of his hands. And Garnett apparently was out of bounds. So it's going to be Sixer ball. Ray Allen comes back in. Doc Rivers thought it was his ball. That's what why he put Ray Allen in. Jody Meeks. 2-pointer in and out, in and again. And they immediately foul Ray Allen, one of the great free throw shooters that's ever played. And again, the Celtics can wrap it up at the line. Rajon Rondo with a huge fourth quarter, coming back after his worst performance of the playoffs in Game 6. He had been superb throughout the postseason. Early, at 11 points, 9 straight after Pierce fouled out, including that critical back-breaking 3-pointer. Beat the Heat, that's the chant right now. And Allen with huge buckets. He was 0 for 5 from 3-point range through the first 3 quarters, but hit 2 clutch threes in the fourth. Sixers again have to push, put up some threes. Holiday on the drive. Jody Meeks will launch one up. That won't go. Rebound Garnett. Rondo takes it away, throws it ahead to Dooling. And Dooling's going to dribble. Doug Collins says don't foul. Rondo, by the way, got his triple-double. And the Boston Celtics are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll face Miami starting Monday night. We'll just let the clock run out. Meanwhile, the Sixers, what a terrific season they've had. A disappointing finish. But Doug Collins' team, even in a loss, showing their fight, their unselfishness, and their great defense. You know, he's so proud of his team, and two very dear friends embrace at half court. The Boston Celtics win Game 7 here at the TD Garden. A defensive-oriented series, and Paul Pierce, I'm sure, telling Iguodala, I'm glad I don't have to face you in the next round. Iguodala played magnificently defensively. Impressive play from Boston down the stretch, and Rajon Rondo leading the way, Jeff.
Well, when it looked like the game may turn in Philly's direction with Pierce falling out, Rajon Rondo came through with terrific shot making. And if you're Philadelphia, you're going to watch the film and say, that's exactly the shots we wanted them to take other than his layup.
Right.
And he just beat them with shots that they tried to force.
Let's send it to Doris Burke.
Rajon, right after Paul Pierce fouled out, you scored 9 straight points. How did your thinking change when the captain fouled out?
It didn't. You know, the shots that I usually make in the beginning game, I was missing. In the fourth quarter, I tried to step up and take it with confidence, and I made some shots.
How do things change, and how necessary is Brandon Bass making shots to you as you move forward?
It's very key. You know, not just Brandon, but Michael Pietrus, Keon Doolan, everybody. You know, it's a team effort tonight. We won like a team.
This was a defensive series. They were forced to grind on both ends. How much satisfaction series win?
Anytime you win, that's all the satisfaction you need, really. But in order for us to win, man, we got to make defensive stances. We got to put defensive stops together. We're a defensive team that can score the ball, and we got to stay consistent with that.
Kevin, you have seen Ray Allen make an awful lot of threes. He has valiantly battled through these ankles. When that first three went down for him tonight, what were you thinking?
I'm just happy for him. Everybody in here is dealing with everything. Everybody in the league is dealing with different ailments. Ray's no different from that. You know, he's a shooter. We encourage him to continue to shoot. You know, when he finally got something to go down, we knew he was all right. We got to continue to encourage him, and I'm sure Ray will get better. He'll definitely continue shooting.
This is an organization and individuals with great pride. Next up is the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Let's do it.
Love it. Guys.
All right, Doris. Well, the 5-year run of the big three of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen may be ending, but they're not done yet. They have at least one more series to go, and it's the Miami Heat. As we take a look at the 2012 playoffs, the conference final matchups are set. Boston and Miami starts Monday night on ESPN. San Antonio, Oklahoma City starts tomorrow night on TNT. Well, the Celtic fans get their wish. LeBron James and the Heat, the next opponent for these Boston Celtics. And congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers on a hard-fought series, one of their best seasons in the past decade. But they lose in 7 games in the second round. So for Jeff Van Gundy, Doris Burke, and our entire ABC crew, Mike Green saying so long from Boston. Thanks for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals. Right now, let's go to the guys in the studio in Los Angeles.